What's up, Playground? It's me, Shanila, and welcome to your energy forecast for the year of the Fire Horse, which is going to bring totally different energy than what we've been experiencing in the year of the Wood Snake. And if you know, you know, it was the underground, it was the shadow work, it was the excavation, it was the ridding of the old skin, the thoughts, the attitudes, the behaviors, the situations, and the people, the everything that no longer serves you was just going. And you were shedding, you were letting go. It was a huge transformation year for so many of you, where you're just not even having a choice of what decision you're making. You're like, yep, it needs to go, and it falls off. The systems, the attitudes, the behaviors, things that no longer serve, it's like, yep, it has got to go. And it was tough, it was exhausting, it was liberating, it was empowering, it was everything and nothing all at the same time. And now we're kind of at the edge of that. We're done with all of that. We're moving into the year of the Fire Horse. Now, this is the new year in the lunar calendar, in the lunar cycle. You're also going to experience a astrological new year, a celestial new year in March with spring equinox. So I love that it's kind of like, you know, we're working our way up. It's not just like slapping us all in the face. It's kind of just like, yeah, this new year is bringing this new energy. But then astrologically, March is going to be another inflection point of this new year energy. It's almost like, you know, the pre-game to the actual newness that you're going to experience in March. So here's the thing, that anytime me and you talk about astrology or energy, we're talking in a very practical, grounded way. It's to say, don't get scared about all of these energy things that are happening at any given time. It's to say, how is it that you can utilize the energy that is present for you and apply it in a way that's going to be useful to you? You know, like, what does it mean for you to come into the year of the Fire Horse? So let's break that down. So let's actually look at what the energy of the Fire Horse represents. It represents giving a shit. It represents momentum, fire, passion, energy, movement, but it represents to its core giving a shit about something that you care about. You know what I mean? It's to say, why are you so fucking nonchalant all the time? And you're like, oh, this could happen or this could happen. I might go for my dream. I might not. I might, like this or might not like this. And you're just like this wishy-washy energy. And when you were doing your excavation, you were getting very clear, on that wood snake year where you were getting very clear on like maybe the dreams that I have, put on my vision board or the goals I think that I have for myself aren't actually mine. And you got rid of all of the things that aren't yours. You got rid of the desires that are projected onto you from external sources like society or parents or so-and-so or whoever it is your villain in your story. You got rid of all of that. And now you're like, whoa, like what is the thing that like I actually give a shit about? That's the fire. It's not to say, whoa, go and burn yourself out or, do so much so that you have time and attention and energy on something for 2 weeks and then it's not sustainable for you. It's to say this is a long race. You know what I mean? It's a long run. And what is it that you actually care about? That's the question of your devotion. And anytime we talk on the playground, I'm always like, what the fuck do you care about? Do you care about something? Because if you don't care, it's going to be hard for you to have the habits towards it, for you to have momentum towards it, for you to have patience towards it, for you to regulate your emotions towards it when insecurities come up, to be able to regulate your nervous system towards it when things don't go your way or you're feeling some type of, a stagnancy of what you're doing. You're going to have to remember, do I actually care about the thing that I'm doing? And if the answer is yes, then your movement is going to be different. The way that you move towards something is going to be different. Anytime obstacles come up, you're going to be able to get past that because you care about the thing on the other side. Anytime your insecurities come up, you're going to work through that. You're going to do your emotional regulation. You're going to work through, grounding yourself because you care about what's on the other side. And when, comparison comes up and when, a moment of unclarity comes up, you're going to ground back down and think about, what is it that you care about on the other side? That's the fire. It's to say, be fucking chalant about what the hell it is that you actually care about on the other side. Because if it is so wishy-washy, if you aren't claiming the things that you truly dream, and you're afraid to say what it is that you're dreaming about, or you feel guarded and you feel like I actually don't even know how to dream because I'm just coming out of survival. I feel like I'm always in survival. And now that I have time and space and expansiveness to like dream, I don't even know what to say. And that's not your fault. That's to say, then let's adjust that. Let's actually figure out, what the fuck do you care about? This is the energy that is the chalantness that we're going to need in the year of the fire horse, especially if you're prepping yourself into March, into spring equinox, when you decide like, yes, this is the thing that I'm intentionally planting for me to grow, for me to nurture, for me to actually put my time, my attention, my energy, my community, my, whatever it is that you're going to put into, whatever resources you're going to put into, you're going to actually have to have something that you care about, And for some of us, when we're so on autopilot or when we're in survival, we haven't really identified that care, And some of you who have been listening to the podcast since 2020, we have over 400 episodes. We've always been talking about giving a shit. What is it that you want to see yourself stepping up into? Is it your gifts as a healer? Do you want to step into your medicine and be able to share your work in a context, whether you want to speak or you want to host retreats, you want to teach masterminds, you want to gather people in community? What the fuck do you want to do? And so now you could be a little whiner and be in the back end and be like, well, nothing's working out for me. I have perfectionism. I'm procrastinating. I'm this and that. I don't have resource. That's not a fire horse energy, my girl. That is not fire horse energy. Fire horse says, be strong. Be courageous in your body. And if you've ever seen a horse, you see the muscular structure, the muscular strength. There's a strength that comes with the horse. And it's different than when we're talking about like the bravery and courage of like a lion or, the energy of a whale. This is different. This is a fire horse that says inner strength, inner guidance, inner muscles, right? Like being able to practice the muscles that come from within you. This is not your strength coming from outside because somebody's validating a horse and saying, you're strong. It's like, no, the horse is strong already, but the horse needs to be able to utilize its muscles to be able to go where it wants to go. And if you want to go on a racetrack and circle around and run a race that you don't give a shit about, that's going to be your choice, right? And if you want to be a wild horse and you want to be like, la, 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 with your friends and be Black Beauty over here, then that's also your choice. If you want to be a horse galloping and then resting and galloping and resting, and then you get distracted by some water, and then you see some friends and you want to go chase a bunny, then that's also your choice. So the fire horse doesn't say it's gonna be one way or the other. It says it's gonna be the way that you choose for it to be. And the fire has to come from within you. And nice thing, and maybe I said this, I don't remember, but February 17th is also your solar eclipse, okay? So we've got the lunar new year and we've got the solar eclipse all being like, wait, lunar and the solar? Like what is happening over here? It's the lunar, the internal, the emotional world meeting with the solar eclipse. Eclipses often representing the inner world showing up and being magnified. So you have this inner world already being uplifted and coming to the surface with this lunar energy. And then you have the solar eclipse being like, oh my gosh, here's this like flashlight. I'm like literally shining a flashlight on all the things that are actually truly yours and burning away the things that aren't yours, So the things that you think you have to do because you want to impress somebody, those things aren't yours. So you can feel free to burn those things to the ground. Fire horse gives you fire, and you can utilize fire in many ways. You can ignite the spark, you can put fuel on the fire, you can use it for momentum, and you can use it to burn shit down. You can use it to have control fires, to be like, I am intentionally no longer doing all of this stuff. If I'm participating in people, places, things, systems, societal constructs, whatever it is that I don't actually fucking care about, then I'm going to have enough audacity and enough chalantness within myself to do as such. I'm going to burn the things that don't work, and then I'm going to utilize the rest of that fire to not fucking burn out, because that's newbie energy. You're going to utilize it to spark yourself. Okay? Spark, momentum, audacity, chalantness. Those are the words like, prepare to get sick of me. Those are the words that I'm just going to keep saying to you the rest of the year, but start to embody that. How do you give a shit about yourself enough in order to show up in the world in the way that you want to see the world being co-created, right? If everything's happening to us, then we're victims, And there are many things that have happened to us when we didn't have choice, when we didn't have the ability to move through certain things, but now you are resourced. You have the tools, you have the resources, you have the awareness That is a huge part of this too, that the fire horse is going to use to give you the momentum that you need. Okay? So take a deep breath with me. Inhale. And then exhale to your mouth. Go ahead and pat out your body, tap out your body. I hope you can feel the fire energy already kind of coming into your stratosphere. You feel it coming into your mind. Maybe you've been scribbling in your journal, like all the things that you want to do and the way that you want to see yourself coming up into the world. Take a nice big inhale, stretch your arms, and exhale. Good, 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 good. All right, so a couple of caveats. I told you the fire can be used in many ways, right? Either to fuel you, spark you, to ignite you, to motivate you. This is important. And also it has its cons of burning you out. So this is where you have to say, where is my balance of being chalant? Chalantness and having audacity and momentum and movement doesn't mean that I am functioning in a sense of urgency all the time. Okay? Because what rushing tells you, what being in urgency tells you, is that you're still running programming that is from you being in survival mode. Okay? Rush is a survival outcome. Rush is a survival side effect. Rushing is a survival side effect. So if you're running, the horse is running around the race. You're running, so you feel productive. You feel like you're doing something. You feel like I'm in momentum. Okay, but stop. One, you're running a race you don't give a shit about. Okay, what did we say? Point one, give a shit about the thing that you're doing, right? So you're already doing something you don't give a shit about, and then you're utilizing all your energy up here to burn yourself out. You're gonna collapse. Your nervous system, your emotions, your mental health will collapse. This is not a threat. This is the function of how patterns work. So you have to look at how it is that you're putting your fire. So sometimes your fire needs to simmer. It needs to just like rest and relax. Sometimes it needs to cool down. So you gotta balance that fire with other things. The social creatures that horses are, you're gonna need other things that cool your fire too, and also ignite you and cool you. That's called balance, my friend. You know what I mean? It's not one or the other. We're not just like here, because you're gonna experience different astrological energies throughout the year too. There's gonna be this moon and this season and that season. You're gonna experience all of that. So don't be so committed to being like, I am fired up and da-da-da. That's burnout territory. That's somebody who's not gonna be able to sustain that. So from a sustainability perspective, you're gonna look at, well, if I am this horse, the strength is coming from me, and I have this ignition, this fire. Maybe I gallop over here. I don't have to rush and run and sprint and marathon. It's like this aggressiveness. There's a femininity to this horse. That's something you're gonna miss when people are talking about this horse. It's the wild, it's the free, it's the energy of choice. It's the chalantness, it's the desires, it's the burning passion. It's feminine. So you can still choose to have strength and groundedness, the horse's muscles, you can choose to have all of that, and you can choose to remain soft within too. So this is about that surrender of, I have to fully let go of the races that I'm actually not running. I have to let go of the thoughts, habits, patterns, behaviors, people that aren't supporting me in this energy of strength and softness. The duality can exist, and it does. How can I remain strong in a way that also allows me to soften and surrender? How do I remain soft in a way that I'm still structured and devoted? And that devotion is going to continuously show up over and over again, reminding yourself, do I care about the thing that I'm doing? Because if it's not, then I actually have to be brave enough to work my way out of that. Maybe it's like an immediate cutoff, and maybe it's like I work my way out of that. Your context is going to be different to you. So if I don't care about it, that's not giving fire horse. That's giving people pleaser. That's giving shapeshifter. That's giving a dysregulation in your emotional state where you don't have boundaries to say, I don't want this. Where you don't feel confident in your agents to say that I don't want this. And maybe that's how you've been trained, because you grew up in survival mode. You had to just choose things because it was going to pay you, because it was going to give you this, it was going to Yes, yes, and, right? Yes, no fault to you because it got you here, but we're ridding all of that. So the solar eclipse is going to help you with that cleansing, that clearing. It's like, all right, let's clear, let's clear up all of these different things. And then the fire horse says, all right, are you ready to go? Have we done all of the inner excavation? Have we, found enough villains in our stories? Have we done enough finger pointing? Have we looked clinically enough to all of our mental health issues? Have we named everything about ourselves? Do we logically? And then what? Can we go now? Like, can we do the thing now? Like, can we make our art? Can we sing the song? Can we write our poetry? Can we, put our energy into the things that we want to see created in the world? Can we do that? And it's this playful energy. Welcome to the playground, my friends. It's the playful energy that says, like, let's play because I care about maybe not as much as I thought I did. It's like maybe I'm having a hard time putting things in my vision boards, or I'm having a hard time saying it because I don't actually care about these things. I feel like I'm supposed to say, I want to make this much amount of money and do this, this, and that, and have this accolade. Maybe I don't even care about that. What I care about is the feeling I'm going to have on the pathway to those things. The things I get to discover, the things I get to be curious about, the people I get to meet, the belongingness that I feel when I'm kiki-kakaing with my friends and just like bouncing and shaking and twerking and enjoying yummy foods and getting a massage. Like that's like actually what I want. Isn't that what you want? Like who wants all of these things that are, these like boom, 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 boom. On the path to that, you might have all of these things, and I hope you get everything that you desire. I hope so. But your energy has to match that too. So if you're doing it from a place of, I'm going to run this horse to the ground, when you get to those things, congratulations, you have bullied yourself to that thing. And I don't know if this path was that much fun. I don't know if you had a good time doing that. Whereas if you danced and shook and slept and went to the park and went to the waterfalls and was galloping along the mountains while you came to here, that's just going to be way more exciting, way more fulfilling for you as a human being. We're using horses and, eclipses as archetypes. But this is you as a person, right? The spirit who came into this vessel, you say, let me strengthen my vessel. Let me strengthen my nervous system. Let me strengthen my energetic body. Let me strengthen my emotional body so that I can be the vessel, the horse, right? Not a workhorse. I want to be playing. I want to be galloping out here in the wilderness and, seeing beautiful sights and smelling beautiful fresh air. I want to go to some streams. That's what I want to do. And this is where you sit and you say, all right, if I were to be really real with myself, what the fuck do I care about? And write it down, put it on your list, like write it, journal it down. Like I love me some stationery. I love different things for like different projects. So like go get a new notebook, It's like all the things that I desire. Write it. And then look at your list. Is it real? Like, do you actually, that one, do you actually? Okay, then cross it out. It's not real. Your energy is going to be diverted into the wrong places. Circle the things that you actually care about and have that be your North Star. So anytime you're doing stuff, it's through the care and devotion for the things that you give a fuck about. And not because you have to, but because you get to. You get to enjoy, you get to play, you get to do all of these different things. You get to ignite energy and emotion towards the things that you want to alchemize, the things that you want to create. The fire is needed. And in wisdom traditions, when we talk about the elements of fire, it is the passion, it is the perseverance, it's also anger, it's also rage, it's also alchemy. So all of those things are not mutually exclusive, they're all together. So you're alchemizing your rage about world culture, adversities, inequalities, things that are not right, it ain't right. Okay, then alchemize that. What's your part in it then? To be an internet troll? Let me make more. Is that it? Or are you gathering in community now? Are you putting together your groups? Are you showing up in groups that other people are putting together? Are you showing up with the people that are making the things that you want to be in the energy of? Are you practicing your devotional habits to get good and have mastery at the things that are needed for you to be a collaborator for the things that you want to do and make with other people? That's your responsibility piece. No one can speak motivational things to you for you to have the devotional habits. So the fire horse says the strength, it has to come from within. The inner strength is soft and strong at the same time. And how is it that you want to direct your fire? All right. Well, friends, good luck. I know it's been exhausting, but you got this, we got this, and I'll leave you some resources in the show notes if you feel like working with me in any kind of way. And just remember, the world is your playground. And until next time, I will catch you soon.